Denji dreams of being in a back alley, where he finds a door and reaches for it. He then wakes up and decides to go to work for the Yakuza. On his way, he calculates how much money he got from cutting trees and selling his kidney, right eye, and one of his testicles. However, he still owes a lot more money. Vegeta barks and Denji realizes that there is a devil nearby, which excites him as he earns a good sum for a dead devil. He sees the tomato devil and using Vegeta as a chainsaw, he manages to kill it. The old man that hired him explains that he will pay him 400,000 yen, more than Denji expects, but after taking various fees and interest, he gives Denji only 70,000 yen. After paying his bill and for other things he owns, Denji ends up with only 1,800 yen. The old man's driver wonders why he would hire someone like Denji. The old man explains that Denji is paying them back what his father owed them. The real devil hunters won't give them the devil carcass and Denji is also doing what he is told. The driver offers 100 yen to Denji if he eats his cigarette and Denji gladly accepts. After they leave, Denji spits out the cigarette. While eating bread at his place, Denji tells Vegeta that he heard people put jam on it, but that's just a dream for them. He guesses he will die before he repays the debt and probably won't even get a girlfriend, and recalls standing in front of his father's grave with the old man complaining that his father killed himself before paying his debt and tells Denji to gather 700,000 yen by tomorrow or he will chop him to pieces. As the old man leaves, Denji sees a devil with a chainsaw and as he feels dead already, he is fine being killed by it. However, he then sees the devil is bleeding and offers to bite him and drink his blood. As Vegeta bites him, Denji states that Vegeta needs to pay him back and help him as well. The next day, Denji kills the marshmallow devil and gives it to the old man, asking him to hire him as a devil hunter. Being too hungry, Denji is unable to sleep. He tells Vegeta that he dreams of having bread with jam, flirting with a girl, playing games with her and then falling asleep while they hug each other. Denji then coughs blood and tells Vegeta that he heard his mother had a heart disease that made her cough blood. The old man then comes and picks Denji, as he found some devil hunting work for him. The man takes him to an abandoned factory and they enter, but Denji is unable to see any devil. The man tells Denji that he is grateful to him as he is loyal as a dog and works for cheap, however he can't stand the dog stench. In that moment, a man with a sword stabs Denji and Vegeta from behind. The man explains that even Yakuza dream of getting bigger and make more money, so they made a deal with a devil. They wanted power, and the devil wanted dead devil hunters. Zombie devil then reveals itself and states that the Yakuza are dumb and for a bit of power they chose to become his slaves as his power turns them into zombie. The zombie devil doesn't like devil hunters as they kill other devils, and orders his new zombie army to kill Denji. Heavily bleeding, Denji attempts to run, but the zombies catch up to him and start stabbing and chopping him to pieces. Denji is thrown into a dumper with Vegeta. Some of his blood reaches Vegeta's mouth and Vegeta awakens. Vegeta recalls spending time with Denji cutting trees. Denji tells him that he might die while fighting a devil and one of his regrets would be that he would leave Vegeta alone and starve, or that other devil hunters might kill him, and that he once heard that some devils can take over dead bodies. Then tells Vegeta to have his body if it's something he can do, so Denji can live a normal life and die a normal death. In the dumpster, Vegeta fuses with Denji, combining his chopped pieces and healing him. Denji awakens and wonders if Vegeta took over his dead body. Vegeta states he loved hearing Denji talk about his dreams. Vegeta decides to give him his heart in an exchange. He wants Denji to show him his dreams. Denji awakens healed in the dumpster and sees Vegeta's tail coming out of his chest. The zombie devil is surprised to see Denji alive and tells the zombies to eat him. Denji wonders if he is the same as the Yakuza and wasn't satisfied with the happiness he had with Vegeta, but kept dreaming for more. He thinks that in that case, he couldn't blame them, but if they were in his way, they would die. Denji then pulls the cord from his chest as the zombies jump on him. Moments later, he bursts out from the zombie pile transformed, his arms and head having become chainsaws. After chopping some zombies, Denji jumps on the zombie devil and starts cutting him. The zombie devil manages to push him back and throw zombies at him to keep him away. Continuing to cut down the zombies, Denji jumps on the zombie devil and slices him in half. Seeing the remaining zombies, Denji notes they became devils, and they hired him to kill devils. He proceeds to cut them all, stating that once he does, he won't owe them any money. Early in the morning, a car stops in front of the abandoned factory. Makima and two men then enter and see the bloodbath inside. She sees Denji and approaches him, stating he has a strange smell, neither human nor devil, guessing that he did all of this. Denji asks to be hugged and Makima hugs him. Denji returns to normal and Makima notes he is human and explains he isn't possessed. She also explains that she came to kill the zombie devil and that she is a devil hunter with public safety. She gives Denji two options, to get killed as a devil or to be kept as a human. She states that if he decides to be kept by her, she promises to make sure he is fed. Denji asks what he would be given for breakfast if he agrees. The reply from Miriam being bread with butter and jam, salad, coffee, and maybe some dessert. Denji finds that awesome and agrees. While riding in the car with Makima, Denji's stomach growls. Makima tells him that he is in her care now and expects yes or woof answers, as she doesn't need a dog that says no. Denji used to think that Makima was nice, but he now finds her a little scary as she treats him like a dog. Denji then recalls Pachita and his stomach growls again. She then suggests that they get something to eat at the rest area. She tells him that she is paying and also gives him his coat as he is shirtless. Denji gets happy as no one ever was that nice to him and he believes he now loves Makima. At the rest area, Denji orders udon and sausage, while Makima orders curry udon. Having lost some blood from the chainsaws, Denji feels anemic and falls on Makima. As he apologizes and explains why, she asks him how he became like that and Denji tells her his pet devil replaced his heart. Makima explains that there are not many precedents of his condition and there is no name for it yet, but she believes him because she has a good sense of smell. She tells him that his friend is alive in him and that he gives off both a human and a devil scent. Denji gets excited, but feels anemic again and collapses. When he wakes up, their udon is ready. Makima asks him if he can eat alone and Denji starts saying he can, but then changes his mind and states he can't. Makima then feeds him the udon, which he enjoys, although she states that it is soggy at that point. Denji asks Makima her name and what type of guys she likes. After revealing her name and thinking a bit, Makima replies that she likes Denji type of guys. They reach Tokyo, but Denji is still thinking of Makima's answer and tells her that he likes her too. She then states that they have reached the Devil Hunter headquarters in Tokyo. As they enter the building, she explains that there are over 1,000 devil hunters in Tokyo, including civilians, and that public safety has the best benefits in paid vacation time. Denji starts wondering if they will be working together and if they can end up being together. Makima gives Denji an uniform and introduces him to a coworker, Aki Hayakawa, who started 3 years ago, and explains that Denji will be working with him today. Denji is surprised he won't be working with Makima, and Aki replies that it's to be expected before attempting to drag him out since they need to go out on patrol. Denji refuses, saying that he wants to work with Makima. She approaches him and replies that if he does a good job, they might be able to work together someday, and makes his tie. While on patrol with Aki, Denji asks if Makima has a boyfriend. Aki initially ignores him and then calls him to an alley, where he punches him. As he hits him a few more times, Aki tells him to quit and if he shows up tomorrow, he will beat him up again. Denji wonders why and Aki explains he is trying to be nice, since people who start this job without thinking will always end up dead. He had several coworkers who got into devil hunting for money and ended up dying, stating that only those with real motivations are surviving. Aki guesses Denji took the job because of Makima and Denji confirms his suspicions. As Aki leaves, he states he will tell Makima that Denji ran after seeing the devils. A moment later, Denji runs to him and kicks him between the legs. Denji notes that Aki is a nice guy as when he fights men. He goes for their nuts and then proceeds kicking Aki in his nether regions. He states that today for the first time he had udon and sausage and was treated like a human. He may have started devil hunting without thinking, but if he can keep this lifestyle, he doesn't care if he dies. He then corrects himself that he cares as it isn't just his life that he's responsible for. Aki stands up and attacks Denji, stating that a punk like him shouldn't be chasing someone like Makima. But Denji kicks him between the legs again, saying he sounds like he is into Makima too. As Aki falls on the ground, he notes that Denji indeed goes only for the nuts. Beaten up, they go to Makima and Denji states that the nut devil attacked Aki's nuts. But Aki retorts that his words are a lie. Makima wonders if they can work together, and they deny it, but Makima ignores them. She tells Denji that he will be joining Aki's unit. Aki doesn't want another troublemaker, but Makima reminds him of when she told him about it being an experimental unit that operates differently from the usual methods. Aki wonders what Denji is, and she tells him he can turn into a devil. Aki heard such rumors but didn't think it was true. Makima states Denji is special and will receive special treatment. She explains that if he tries to resign or refuses to work, he will be disposed of as a devil. Aki tells Denji that he will be living with him, so that he can keep eyes on him and that he is allowed to kill him if he attempts to run. Denji wonders if Makima is a bad person and Aki states if he thinks that, he should give up on her, and he should be grateful she didn't kill him. Denji then wonders if she is a good person and Aki confirms, since she saved his life. In the morning, at Aki's place, Denji uses various jams to make himself breakfast, making a total mess. Denji keeps living in a carefree manner, annoying Aki. One day, they go on a mission as a fiend has been spotted. As they enter the building, Denji asks what is a fiend and Iki asks him whether he's gone to school and Denji confirms. Iki then explains that a fiend is when a devil takes control of a human corpse. Denji wonders if he is a fiend, but Iki denies, stating that fiends have characteristic heads. They enter a room where the fiend is and Iki tells Denji to kill him by turning into a devil so he can figure out if he is useful. The fiend gets angry and attacks them, but Denji beheads him using an axe. Iki wonders why he didn't use his powers and Denji explains that it gets messy when he does, and wanted to make it painless for the fiend. Iki tells him that fiends are like devils and if he is hunting devils, he should drop the sympathy. Iki reveals his family was killed by a devil in front of his eyes. The police officers down are risking their lives, and everyone is taking it serious except Denji. Iki asks him if he is trying to make friends with the devils. Denji states that if there is a devil he can be friends with, he would as he doesn't have any friends. Iki then leaves, stating he will remember it. Alone in the room, Denji states he just wanted to keep the blood away from the porn magazines on the ground, and that's why he didn't transform. Denji feels his dream has come true as he now has a good life, but feels something is missing. As he thinks of what other people dream of, he thinks of Makima and says aloud that he wants to touch her chest. He then realizes that touching a woman's breasts was something he stopped dreaming of long ago. But now that he has a proper life, he thinks that doing that might be possible, then decides that that is his new goal, to fondle a woman's boobs. While speaking with Makima, she tells him that she is assigning him a new partner and explains that public safety executes patrols and smaller missions with two-person teams. As his new partner comes, Makima warns him that she is a fiend. Power then enters, announcing her name and asking Denji if he is her new partner. Denji is surprised and wonders if fiends can be devil hunters, but looking at her chest, he changes his mind and is happy to meet her. Makima explains that fiends are also up for extermination, but Power is quite rational and is on Iki's team. She reminds them that if there are no results, the experimental team will be dissolved, and they know what that will mean for them. As Power's horns stand out in crowds, Makima warns them to patrol areas without many pedestrians. Power then starts to get annoying and slaps Denji, telling him to provide her with something she can kill as she is starved for blood. Denji decides to put up with her as she finds her attracting, but is still thinking about how to get his hands on her chest. They meet some policemen and Denji recalls that Makima told him to introduce themselves as part of the Public Safety Devil Extermination Special Division 4 and show them an ID. Denji and Power are unable to find any devils. Power notes that it was probably due to her presence as while she was a devil, she was feared by all. Denji then wonders if they can do anything that way and recalls that they got put together by Iki's recommendation. Denji realizes that Iki had set him up and is trying to get him fired. Power then smells blood and starts running. A sea cucumber devil has been spotted and is being reported, but Power jumps from the building, forms a hammer with her blood and smashes the devil, causing a messy and bloody scene. She then gets excited that she killed the devil and laughs maniacally.
Amidst a chaotic cleanup after Power's rampage against the sea cucumber devil, Makima sternly reminds Power that if a devil hunter kills a civilian's target, they'd be arrested. She urges Power to think before acting and tells Denji to control her. Power lies, saying Denji made her do it, sparking an argument. Makima silences them, insisting they work well together, and Power reluctantly agrees. Later, Denji enjoys a simple joy buying a drink. Meanwhile, Power is distracted by a cat. She confesses her hatred for both humans and devils, sharing her only love for her pet, Meowie, who was taken by a devil. Power doubts Denji can understand her bond, but Denji, motivated by his own desires, agrees to help her rescue the cat in exchange for a touch. As they travel, Power reveals that only Denji can fight, as the devil will use Meowie as a shield. Denji shares a piece of his past, talking about his dog, Pachita, but Power scoffs at the idea of him finding comfort in his memories. Denji, realizing they'll never get along, holds back his frustration, focusing on the mission. Meanwhile, Makima meets with higher-ups, discussing Japan's defense against devils. The topic shifts to her squad, and she mentions that one member shows promise, while another is intriguing. The leaders caution her to remain focused on the mission and not get too attached to her team, a warning she silently absorbs. In a car ride, Aki questions Makima's confidence in Denji, finding him repulsive. Makima explains how devils grow stronger based on fear of their names. She finds Denji intriguing because he can transform into the Chainsaw Devil, which she believes holds great potential. Aki remains skeptical, citing Denji's lack of clear motivation compared to the others. Denji and Power reach the house where the devil resides. Denji, suspicious of Power's vague behavior, hopes he won't need to use his chainsaws. But in a sudden betrayal, Power knocks him out with a blood hammer, dragging him inside. She offers Denji to the Bat Devil in exchange for her cat, Meowie, fulfilling her deal. Eager to consume Denji's blood to heal his wounds, after tasting it, he finds it repulsive and tosses Denji aside. The Bat Devil, disgusted, plans to devour more humans. Power begs for Meowie's release, but the Bat Devil cruelly swallows the cat, shattering Power's hopes. Devastated, Power reflects on how she cared for Meowie and how the cat brought her joy. She now understands Denji's pain of losing Pachita. Before she can fully process her sorrow, the Bat Devil swallows her too, leaving Denji unconscious and enraged as the devil flies toward the city to feast on more victims. Denji clings to the Bat Devil's leg, determined to avenge Power and fulfill their deal. With rage boiling inside him, Denji pulls the cord on his chest, transforming into his chainsaw form. In a savage battle, he hacks away at the Bat Devil, driven by his promise and anger, refusing to let the devil win. The Bat Devil picks up the human from the car, wanting to eat him to heal. However, he still hears the chainsaws in the smoke and wonders how Denji is still alive. Angry, Denji states that he had been patiently waiting, but he still couldn't cop a feel. The Bat Devil gets scared and throws debris at Denji, telling him to stay away, but Denji deflects them with his chainsaws. He then attempts to punch Denji, but Denji just cuts his arm and kills the Bat Devil, disemboweling him. He kills the Bat Devil and makes it rain blood. Power is shown in the forest, decapitating animals and drinking their blood, indulging in her natural instincts. Despite this, she begins to grow attached to Meowie as they spend more time together. When the Bat Devil captures Meowie and demands a human in exchange, Power rushes toward the city, puzzled by her own actions. Though she loves blood, she's recently come to realize that it's warm and strangely comforting. Power awakens with Meowie in her arms, realizing that Denji is holding them both, surrounded by the Bat Devil's dismembered intestines. Confused, she wonders why Denji saved her, especially after she tried to kill him. Denji simply points at her chest, reminding her of his goal. Finding his reason foolish, Power apologizes for deceiving him and, since Meowie is safe, agrees to let him touch her. Just as Denji excitedly raises his arm, it's suddenly blown off. The Leech Devil appears, grabbing and eating his severed limb. Power, unable to move, urges Denji to take Meowie and run. Denji pulls the cord on his chest, but only a small chainsaw emerges, signaling he's low on blood. The Leech Devil, realizing Denji likely killed her partner, the Bat Devil, finds him cute and decides to spare him, but vows to kill Power and Meowie. Denji, determined to protect them, prepares for battle. The Leech Devil warns that by fighting, he'll die with them, but Denji charges ahead, dodging her brutal attacks. He lands a punch, but she knocks him back, mocking his weakness and questioning how he killed the Bat Devil. She then reveals their shared dream of wiping out all humans, which she describes as noble and romantic. Denji, refusing to die before fulfilling his dream of copping a feel, defiantly charges at the Leech Devil. She mocks his goal as pathetic, but Denji manages to slice her neck with the small chainsaw on his head. Frustrated, he rants about how everyone belittles his dream, while others boast of better ambitions. Growing angrier, he proposes a dream battle, declaring that if he kills her, it means her dream was weaker than his. The Leech Devil taunts him, calling even his shouting weak. Undeterred, Denji charges again, dodging her attacks and grabbing an intestine to wrap around her, forcing her to her knees. Their clash becomes increasingly chaotic as they exchange wild blows, with Denji becoming more frenzied. Just as he leaps to finish her, the Leech Devil pierces his chest with her tongue, leaving him defeated. As she prepares to devour him, Aki arrives and summons the Fox Devil, Khan, which swiftly devours the Leech Devil's head, saving Denji at the last moment. The Fox Devil asks Aki for permission to swallow the Leech Devil, and Aki grants it. After the Leech Devil is consumed, Aki confirms the extermination and turns to the newbie devil hunters who arrived with him, instructing them to begin search and rescue operations. He then looks to Himeno, a senior member of the squad, and requests that she keep watch for any other devils that might appear nearby. Denji wakes up in the hospital, where Aki informs him that they found his severed arm and reattached it with a blood infusion. Denji notices Aki's familiarity with the Fox Devil, prompting Aki to explain that devil hunters form contracts with devils to gain power. In exchange for the Fox Devil's abilities, Aki sacrificed a bit of his skin as payment. When Denji tries to grab the apples Aki is cutting, Aki pulls them away, cautioning him that devils and fiends, like Power, instinctively desire the death of humans. Denji brushes it off, saying Power seems cool. Aki then reveals that they tracked Power and Denji by following surveillance footage, which led them to a house where the Bat Devil used to live. They found large amounts of Denji's blood at the scene and suspect that Power attempted to kill him. However, Aki remains puzzled as to why Denji continues to protect her. Denji plays dumb, pretending not to remember what happened. Aki, unconvinced, mentions that there were reports of people wanting to thank the Chainsaw Devil for saving them. Outside the hospital room, as Aki exits, Power demands that he should have confirmed with Denji that she's innocent. Himeno warns Aki that if he lets Power go and she kills someone, the responsibility will fall on him. Aki calmly releases Power and replies that as devil hunters, they use devils and fiends if they prove useful. Regardless of their nature, they'll employ them as weapons to fight against their enemies. In the morning, Aki follows his usual routine, waking up, washing, and making himself a coffee before sitting on the balcony. A short while later, Denji wakes up and heads to the bathroom. As Denji eats breakfast, Aki begins doing the house chores. Later, while preparing curry for lunch, a loud, violent knock disrupts the quiet. Aki and Denji go to check the door, only to see Power burst through, breaking it open. She comments that their place looks pitiful. At that moment, Aki receives a call from Makima, who informs him that she wants to place Power under his care as well, just like Denji. She reassures him that Power has promised to behave. As the three sit down to eat lunch, Power takes one look at the vegetables on her plate and immediately throws them away. Both Denji and Aki scold her for misbehaving and wasting food, but she dismisses their complaints, completely unbothered. Later, she clogs the toilet, explaining that she doesn't like to flush every time and only bathes occasionally. As Denji and Aki voice their frustrations, Power mocks them, calling them absurd and overly delicate. While Denji is busy unclogging the toilet, Power approaches and gestures to her chest, reminding him of the promise she made. She sits down on the toilet and tells him she's ready to fulfill it, offering him 3 squeezes, one for saving Meowie, one for killing the Bat Devil, and one for protecting her from Aki. She admits that she originally didn't plan to let him, but decided to change her mind. Overcome with excitement, Denji can hardly believe his luck and thinks of Power as an angel. In the last episode, we saw that Denji was really close to fulfilling his dream and was about to grab Power's assets. So let's see what happens next. Denji finds himself in a strange moment with Power when she offers to let him touch her chest. However, something feels off. She pulls out padding from her shirt, revealing that her chest isn't as it seemed, and lets him try again twice. Afterward, she confidently strides out of the bathroom, leaving Denji stunned and unsure what to make of it. Was this really the fulfillment of his long-held dream? The next day, Denji is a shadow of his usual self. He patrols with Power, but seems distracted and lethargic. Even in the office, signing documents under Makima's supervision, he can't shake the feeling. Sensing his gloom, Makima gently asks what's on his mind. Hesitant, Denji confesses that he achieved a long-awaited goal, touching a woman's chest, but it didn't feel as amazing as he thought it would. He wonders if chasing desires might be more fulfilling than achieving them. Makima listens with a knowing smile, then takes Denji's hand. She explains that intimacy feels better when there is a deeper connection. As she plays with his fingers, she encourages him to notice the small details, the warmth of a hand, the curve of an ear. She even bites his finger, asking if anyone else had ever done that before, and tells him to remember how it feels. Then, with a teasing touch, she places his hand on her chest. Denji, overwhelmed, tumbles backward in a panic. Makima uses this moment to shift the conversation, asking for his help in defeating the infamous Gun Devil. She reveals its horrifying history 13 years ago. It killed 1.2 million people in just 5 minutes before vanishing. To incentivize Denji, Makima promises to grant him any wish if he succeeds, even something dirty. Intrigued and excited, Denji agrees. Makima explains that pieces of the Gun Devil's flesh scattered during its rampage. These fragments emit a pull toward their origin, and when gathered, they can lead to the devil itself. Aki, meanwhile, secures another fragment after slaying the fish devil, setting the stage for their next mission. The squad's new target is a devil rumored to be in Hotel Morin. Witnesses suggest it may have consumed a piece of the Gun Devil, making it particularly dangerous. A team of 6, including Denji, Aki, Power, and Himeno, heads to the hotel. Holding a fragment of the Gun Devil's flesh, Aki confirms the devil inside has also consumed one. Denji speculates that it might be the Gun Devil itself, but Aki quickly dismisses the idea, saying the reaction would be far stronger. Himeno adds some spice to the mission by promising a kiss to whoever kills the devil. Denji's excitement is short-lived, as memories of Makima flood back, and he awkwardly declines, until Himeno ups the ante, promising a French kiss instead. This reinvigorates Denji, who charges into the hotel, ready for action. Inside, the team quickly encounters a grotesque devil, a disembodied head with a hand and a foot. It lunges at Kabini but freezes mid-air, giving Power the chance to slice it in half. Power brags, claiming the devil was paralyzed with fear, but Himeno corrects her. She used her contract with the ghost devil to stop it, at the cost of her right eye. Despite the victory, they realize this isn't the devil with the gun devil's flesh and continue searching. As they ascend, things turn eerie. Hirokazu discovers they're trapped on the 8th floor. No matter which way they go, up or down, they always end up back on the same floor. The team begins to realize they're dealing with something far more sinister than they anticipated. As Hirokazu descends the stairs, the devil hunters notice something strange. Himeno quickly instructs Kabini to stay still and make a peace sign. Curious, Himeno descends the stairs herself, only to find she reappears from upstairs. Aki enters one of the rooms and notices a window that opens into another identical room. Stepping through the door of this new room, he finds himself back on the 8th floor, opposite the one he had just entered. Denji investigates and confirms that all windows lead to rooms directly across from them. Aki pieces it together and declares that they're trapped on the 8th floor. Despite numerous attempts to escape, they conclude it's the work of a devil. The stairs loop endlessly, the windows only connect to opposite rooms, and the elevators won't respond. Even breaking through the ceiling leads back to the same floor. Denji accuses Power of sealing them by killing a devil prematurely, but Power lies, claiming Denji made her do it. Aki quickly dismisses the claim, explaining that a devil's powers vanish upon death. Himeno remarks that she's never encountered a devil capable of such tricks. Hirokazu speculates that other devil hunters might come to rescue them, but Himeno fears they might also fall into the same trap. Kabini breaks down in tears, lamenting that they're all doomed to die. She reveals that her family forced her to become a devil hunter so her brother could attend university. Power, unmoved by her sobbing, laughs at Kabini's despair. Aki notices all the clocks have stopped at 8:18. He theorizes that the devil has frozen time on the 8th floor, making it unlikely anyone will come to save them. Denji, oddly delighted, declares he can now sleep as much as he wants. Hirokazu snaps at him, calling him an idiot, but Denji retorts that no one knows for sure if they're stuck forever. He tells them to wake him up once they've figured things out. After some time, Himeno wakes Denji, explaining that while he slept, they discovered that electricity and water are still running. They've also scavenged food left behind by fleeing hotel guests. Aki refuses to rest, determined to find the devil, though Hirokazu, too scared, locks himself in a room. Kabini spirals into madness, attempting to drink toilet water before Himeno knocks her out. Power, unfazed, focuses on her dream of winning a Nobel Prize. She muses about how humanity will revere her as a god and how she'll become prime minister, implementing a 100% consumption tax. Denji reassures Himeno that Power's behavior is normal, calming her nerves. While looking after Hirokazu and Kabini, Himeno lights her last cigarette. Denji notices it's the same brand Aki smokes, prompting Himeno to share that she taught Aki how to smoke. She recalls an earlier moment when she asked Aki if he smoked, only for him to decline, citing health concerns. Himeno guesses Aki became a devil hunter to avenge the gun devil, and likely believes his short lifespan makes health irrelevant. Aki firmly declares he won't die easily, and Himeno hopes he's right, admitting it's always hard when a teammate dies. Later, Aki recalls a woman slapping Himeno, explaining that she was the girlfriend of a deceased teammate. Unable to direct their grief at devils, bereaved families often lash out at devil hunters instead. In retaliation, Aki places a wad of gum in the woman's hair, telling Himeno she should stand up for herself. Himeno laughs, surprised by Aki's antics, and their bond grows stronger. During a meal, Himeno offers Aki a cigarette, encouraging him to smoke if they're going to be teammates for a while. Aki accepts, but insists it will be his only cigarette. Back on the 8th floor, Aki returns and asks Himeno for a cigarette. She gives him her last one, brushing off Denji's teasing about their indirect kiss. Aki then breaks the bad news: the devil they killed is growing larger. They rush into the hallway, only to find it blocked by a grotesque mass of flesh with eyes, limbs, and other body parts. The devil addresses them, mocking them as stupid humans, and offers a deal. If they let it eat Denji, alive or dead, it will allow the others to escape unharmed. Kabini, in a panic, grabs a knife and urges Denji to sacrifice himself. She lunges at him, but Aki disarms her, and Himeno knocks her unconscious. Aki tries summoning the fox devil, but it doesn't respond, leading him to conclude the area is sealed from the outside. Himeno uses her ghost devil to attack, tearing pieces off the grotesque entity. The devil screams in pain but continues to grow, revealing that this body is merely a decoy, its true heart elsewhere. It demands they accept its contract, claiming it will abide by its terms and kill only Denji. Hirokazu supports the idea of killing Denji, but Aki refuses, reasoning that the devil must benefit from Denji's death. Power offers to kill Denji, but Aki reminds her that fiends cannot form contracts, so the deal would be void. The group debates their options. Aki considers using his sword but is stopped by Himeno, who insists it would cost him too much life force. She states she'd rather kill Denji than let Aki use the sword. Meanwhile, Power secretly eats the last of their food, blaming Denji when caught. Kabini grows hysterical, accusing Hirokazu of being a spy for the devil. Power playfully confirms her suspicion, escalating the chaos. The Eternity Devil grows stronger, feeding on their fear, and begins to distort the floor, tilting it at unnatural angles. Hirokazu and Kabini beg Aki and Himeno to kill Denji to save themselves. In the chaos, Aki shields Denji from an attack, taking a knife to the side. Despite his injuries, Aki insists they need Denji to fight the gun devil, as he can't do it alone. Denji, frustrated, asks Power to stop Aki's bleeding. Power hesitates, but agrees, noting she doesn't want to lose the person who cooks for her. Realizing Aki's sacrifice, Denji relents. He declares he'll face the devil head-on, vowing to make it regret its fear of the chainsaw devil. Pulling his cord, Denji leaps into the grotesque mass, ready for battle. Denji yanks his cord and leaps toward the Eternity Devil, slashing and cutting everything in his path. He also endures injuries from the devil, which taunts him by claiming his efforts are futile since its heart isn't present. Power warns Denji that losing too much blood will cause his chainsaw to retract. The Eternity Devil mocks Denji's weakening state, laughing at how the chainsaw devil has become feeble. As Denji's chainsaw arms retract due to blood loss, he counters by biting the Eternity Devil and drinking its blood. He remarks that even foul-tasting blood is satisfying when it fuels his desire to see the devil in agony. Watching Denji's reckless fight, Himeno recalls a conversation with Kishibe at Sahara's grave. Kishibe explained that devils fear hunters who are unhinged. Sahara, Kinochi, Subaru, and Sasaki, all sane individuals, succumbed because their fear strengthened the devils. When asked about Aki's sanity, Himeno replied that no sane person would attempt to kill the gun devil. Later, Himeno proposed to Aki that they become civilian devil hunters together, as she received a promising offer. Aki expressed no interest, preferring to remain in his current role. Himeno, worried about Aki's resolve to fight the gun devil, feared he would die because of his kind and ordinary nature. Believing it has triumphed, the Eternity Devil knocks Denji down. Himeno, using the Ghost Devil's arm, pulls Denji's cord. Revived, Denji announces a plan. He'll create a perpetual motion machine by continuously cutting the Eternity Devil and drinking its blood. Himeno begins to believe Denji's madness might make him capable of killing the gun devil. 3 days later, Denji continues fighting. Himeno comforts Aki in bed, telling him it's over. The Eternity Devil, unable to bear the pain, reveals its heart and begs Denji to kill it. Surprised the fight is already over, Denji slices the heart, killing the devil. The hunters leave the hotel, Denji holding a piece of the gun devil. As he collapses from exhaustion, Himeno catches him, realizing he fell asleep. She plans to take Aki and Denji to the hospital, assigning Kabini and Hirokazu to report to their sector. Himeno later suggests hosting a welcome party for the division for newbies. She hopes the event will help Kabini and Hirokazu, who regret their actions against Denji and fear devils, feel more at ease. Aki insists the party happen soon so Makima, who is leaving for a trip, can attend. Himeno grows curious about Makima's interest in Denji and wonders if she knows his secret. At the party, Fushi arrives without his fiend, explaining it's not as rational as Power. Kabini joins late, and Makima promises to come later. Denji recalls Himeno's promised kiss, and she agrees to deliver it after a few drinks. The newbies introduce themselves. Denji, 18, loves eating and sleeping. Hirokazu, 22, has a fox devil contract and enjoys writing haikus. And Kabini, 20, keeps her devil contract a secret. Fushi reveals his newbie died the day before, highlighting the dangers of the job. Himeno assures Denji he won't die because he's waiting for her kiss. Makima arrives and overhears Denji discussing the kiss, prompting him to deny it. Himeno teases him, and Denji, conflicted, tries to change the subject by mentioning a gun devil fragment. As they drink, Himeno eventually kisses Denji, but the moment turns disastrous when she vomits into his mouth. To everyone's horror and amusement, Denji swallows it, recalling his childhood scavenging for food. Later, Hirokazu helps Denji as he vomits in the bathroom. Hirokazu envies Denji's talent, but Denji insists there's nothing enviable about his life, especially with the first kiss like that. After the party, Himeno takes the incapacitated Denji home. He wakes up feeling sick, and Himeno offers him beer from her mouth. Annoyed by Denji's feelings for Makima, and mocks Denji for moving on, Himeno lies next to him and teases Denji by suggesting that they should do it. Himeno, drunk, takes Denji to her apartment and lays him on her bed. She goes to shower and later opens a beer. Hearing Denji wake up and ask for water, she gives him beer directly from her mouth. Himeno wonders why Denji is there and remembers bringing him home. She guesses he loves Makima and feels annoyed, knowing Aki loves Makima too. Lying next to Denji, she suggests they should do it. Denji asks what she means, and Himeno clarifies she's talking about making love. She tells him to raise his arms and starts taking off his shirt. Denji hesitates, thinking about how his first kiss with Himeno ended with vomit in his mouth. He questions if he wants his first time to be with her, but quickly decides. When Himeno removes his pants, she finds a Chupa Chups candy in his pocket. The candy reminds Denji of a recent moment with Makima. After the vomit incident, Makima took him outside for fresh air and gave him nausea medicine. Denji shared how his first kiss went horribly wrong and how the taste haunted him. Makima, holding a Chupa Chups, put it in his mouth and told him life would bring many new tastes. She said his first indirect kiss now tasted like cola-flavored candy. Back in the present, Himeno falls asleep, and Denji lies on the floor holding the candy. Looking at it, he apologizes to Pachita and decides to save his first time for Makima. The next morning, Himeno wakes Denji for breakfast. Over the meal, she wonders if she did anything inappropriate the night before. Denji tells her he wouldn't do anything with the vomit lady and is saving his first time for Makima. Himeno laughs, relieved, and jokes that she could have been arrested for being with a minor. She remarks that Denji is strange since most people would have left by now. Denji replies he stayed for the free food. Himeno guesses he loves Makima and asks if he'd still love her if she had a bad personality. Denji confirms he would, and Himeno proposes a deal. She offers to help him win Makima's heart if he helps her with Aki. Denji agrees, and Himeno declares they're now friends, not just colleagues. She invites him to join Aki and Power for breakfast, but Denji wonders if Makima would come too. Meanwhile, Makima is on a train to Kyoto to meet her bosses. She dreads the meeting, finding them intimidating, and considers buying a lunchbox. Before the train reaches Kyoto, it enters a tunnel. Men near Makima pull out guns and shoot her and her assistant. The attackers make a call, signaling the start of an operation. Across Tokyo, division for members are ambushed during their missions. Denji, Himeno, Aki, and Power are eating at a ramen shop. Denji hears gunshots, but Power dismisses them as drums. A man approaches Denji, mocking his ability to enjoy bad ramen. He talks about his Yakuza grandfather, who once hired Denji as a devil hunter. The man reveals the gun devil wants Denji's heart and shoots him in the head. He then shoots at the others, but Power punches him, and Aki summons the Fox Devil. The Fox Devil swallows the man, but warns Aki that something monstrous is inside. The man, now transformed with swords for arms, cuts through the Fox Devil. Aki draws his sword, which resembles a large nail, and tells Power to help Himeno. He pierces the man 3 times, activating the Cursed Devil, which kills the attacker. Before Aki can check on Himeno, a mysterious woman appears. She revives the Sword Man and orders him to kill Aki. The Sword Man attacks, severely injuring Aki. Desperate, Himeno offers her entire body to the Ghost Devil to save Aki. The Ghost Devil appears and fights the Sword Man, gaining the upper hand. Himeno reflects on Aki's kindness, hoping he'll cry for her after her death. The Sword Man calls for help, and the mysterious woman summons the Snake Devil. The Snake Devil destroys the Ghost Devil, leaving only Himeno's clothes behind as she vanishes.